Sawadee up everybody from Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport. My name is Hugo and today I'm going to be taking a flight on board Ethiopian Airlines on one of their 787-9s, I believe with the newest Cloud 9 business class, which I'm lucky enough to be travelling in today, from here in Bangkok on their 5th Freedom flight to Hong Kong. I just arrived off that Thai Airways 777-200 behind me, also in business class. A review of that will be out on my channel now, or if not, then probably in the near future. But I'm here at the Satellite Concourse and I think I've got to get to the main building to catch this next flight, so let's head to the transfer desks. Ethiopian Airlines transfer desks are in the main terminal building, so since I arrived in the satellite building, I need to catch a shuttle train to get there. Since I had an electronic boarding pass, transferring was easy. I didn't have to go to the desk. I just went through transit security, which wasn't busy and didn't take long. At this time that I went there was nobody at this Ethiopian Airlines desk. Now airside in the main terminal building of Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport. With a Star Alliance business class ticket, you have access to quite a lot of lounges. First stop is Thai Airways Royal Orchid Prestige Lounge in Concourse D, which I believe is their flagship lounge. First impressions are great. The lounge is quite big. I love the design of it with all of the greenery, including Thai Airways' signature orchids, and the wooden, purple and golden touches. The selection of food is great. When I first got to the lounge there was pancakes, but I couldn't see them when I went back to film, so I gathered it was swapped out for lunch stuff. There was a couple noodle dishes I think for made to order, to go along with a great buffet selection. Next to the first class area, there's a bar as well, where you can get a wide variety of drinks, including I got an iced Thai milk tea and a mocktail, a virgin pina colada. There was a bit of nicely plated food near there as well. Also, I think there might have been a bar or sorts of coffee at the other end of the lounge, which I forgot to film. At that other end of the lounge, there's a smaller buffet selection with some halal food. In the lounge, there's plenty of seating and charging around, and it wasn't too busy when I was there, so it was easy to find a seat. It not being busy would have been helped by there being other Thai and Star Alliance lounges. The lounge staff were friendly. Also, there are shower rooms and the bathrooms are nice. The food I tried in the lounge was great, though not mind-blowing, but I didn't try heaps. So overall, I think it's a fantastic lounge. I really enjoyed my time there. Now let's go and take a brief look at the EVA Lounge. The EVA Lounge here in Bangkok is very different to the Thai Lounge. It's almost futuristic, modern sort of, and had classical music, so fancy vibes. It's a smaller lounge, but there's still great seating options, shower, nap area, work area, great views, and the food selection is really good with a decent amount of options, but the food looks good and high quality. The dim sum I had were good, and so was the apple pie and the mango ice cream. I do think I prefer the food selection and the vibe of this lounge. There's pros and cons to both this lounge and the previous one which I visited. I think both seem fantastic. I thought that this flight was going to depart from an F gate, but it's Satellite, so I've got to walk back to the middle of the building to catch the shuttle train. Luckily for me, because I was late, boarding hadn't started 15 minutes after boarding time, so I could get my boarding pass printed. Apparently the flight might be late due to Hong Kong weather. In the few days leading up to this flight, the Greater Bay Area had had some bad weather. I was given a lounge invite for the Miracle Lounge, which I guess is the lounge they use here in the Satellite Concourse, so I could wait there until boarding started. I was told there'd be an announcement made in the lounge. There's my ride to Hong Kong. Echo Tango Alpha Yankee Charlie is a 2020 built Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which was delivered new to Ethiopian Airlines. I believe that this aircraft was actually named Bangkok until August last year. Now let's go and check out another lounge. The Miracle Business Lounge here in the Satellite Concourse seems like a great contract lounge. It's modern as you'd expect, considering this mid-filled Satellite Concourse only had its soft opening in 2023, and its official opening was only earlier this year. It looks like it's still not full in terms of shops or flight capacity. But in this lounge there was a good buffet selection, but there was an ordering station with a few dishes, which was interesting. If the food's good, then that's a great thing to have. I went to get a Wi-Fi voucher from the front desk, and the staff member there said that my flight would be boarding in 5, so I grabbed my stuff and started walking to the gate. There was a gate staff member at the bottom of an escalator, and I guess she was looking for me. It really was final call, like I think the board might have said, but the lounge staff said 5 minutes and I was told there'd be an announcement in the lounge. But oh well, I've made it. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome on board one of Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 787-9s, one of the newer ones, which in Cloud 9, what Ethiopian Airlines calls their business class, you'll find 30 Collins Aerospace Super Diamond seats in a reverse herringbone 121 configuration. And then in economy class there's 285 seats in a 333 configuration. Including some cargo aircraft, Ethiopian Airlines has 141 aircraft in its fleet, of which 29 are Boeing 787s, they have 19 Boeing 787-8s, and 10 787-9s. In business class, the 787-8s all feature a 222 configuration, though there's still a couple different seat models. But with the 787-9, I understand there's 6 of them with a 222 configuration. I was originally scheduled on one of these, but I guess my plane got swapped out for one of, I believe, 4 Ethiopian 787-9s with these seats in a 121 configuration, which is the best configuration on their 787s. Anyway, my seat for this flight will be 7L. Each business class seat features a headrest. Waiting for me at my seat was a pillow, a pair of headphones, an Amenity kit, and a bottle of water.
7L. This is 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 7L. This is
Thank you.
It's hot, so...
Okay. Thank you. Once on board, I was offered what I'm pretty sure was a hot towel. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. It's a lie flat business class seat, so there's heaps of leg space. There's a tray table which you can pull out, and I can't figure out how to put it back. There's a pretty big in-flight entertainment screen which has some controls on it. There's a compartment here which contains an audio port, a couple USB-A ports it looks like, as well as a remote with its own display on it. And I think that might be seat controls. As a welcome drink, I was offered orange juice or water. It was offered in a really nice glass. Then just up there, there's a literature compartment. There's a reading light. And there's also a coat hook. I'm pretty sure I asked the crew for help figuring out how to put the tray table back. There's a little storage compartment there. And just here in the side of the seat there's another storage compartment. I can't figure out from the videos if the headrest is adjustable or not. There we go, that is in fact the seat controls. There's the overhead panel which does appear to feature individual adjustable air vents. And here's another little storage compartment.
Boeing 787 aircraft has 8 emergency exits. For Cloud 9 passengers, during the visual light vest is located between the seats. Light vest before you leave the aircraft. At pulling the top. Fasten your seat belts, your seat belts and tray tables in an upright position. Right.
Here's a look at the menu which I was handed. Also, I think I might have been the last passenger to board. Must be a super empty flight. It's now time for pushback, about 29 minutes behind schedule. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you'd like to see more like it, it would really help me and the channel out so much by telling the algorithm that you liked this video, which will help it to show it to more people. it'd also be very much appreciated, but if you don't want to, that's completely okay. It's now time for takeoff on runway 20 left. Now they're in the air, let's take a look at what's inside the Amenity kit. I thought it might only have a couple basic things, but no, it's got heaps of stuff. Looks like we've got some socks, an eye mask, some toothpaste, some earplugs, a toothbrush, a toothpick and dental floss, some moisturising lip balm, a pen and a comb. I think that's superb for a shorter flight. So free Wi-Fi is offered for business class. I was given a code not too long after takeoff. Now let's take a quick look at the in-flight entertainment screen. It has a great selection of movies and it's got TV shows, music, an in-flight map and lots of games. So it's a great entertainment system. The screen's pretty big and has good quality and responsiveness. The remote's cool too. The crew have come around and laid out a tablecloth for the service. Also, the headphones didn't feel super great, but I can hear from them really well. On the in-flight entertainment screen, before the movies at least, an Ethiopian ad is played, but you can't skip it. The crew soon brought around my meal tray and then followed with a basket of bread and asked if I wanted brown or white. For the main meal, I went for the pasta marinara with beef salami and olives. The crew also said that I could have something else if I didn't like the pasta. This was served alongside the warm bread roll, some vinaigrette dressing I guess for the salad, some cream cheese and some butter which you could put with the bread roll. There was also a salad of some sort and a cake, might be a carrot cake? I don't recall noticing this at the time, but looking at the menu now, I'm a bit confused because it doesn't exactly match what I got. The main seems right, but the salad doesn't, and I don't think I got a starter, nor do I think I was offered any other options for dessert. Since I don't think I noticed at the time, it wasn't a problem, but worth noting I think. Anyway, I also got a water and a mocktail, and there's some cute little salt and pepper shakers there. And then inside this serviette there's some metal cutlery as you'd expect. The pasta didn't look great, but it was actually pretty tasty. The bread roll was warm and pretty nice. The salad tastes pretty nice, but not super fresh. Still nice though. The dessert was really tasty, very soft, and it didn't taste stale or anything. The mocktail was tasty as well, so overall, a tasty meal.
As we are passing through turbulent weather, the captain has turned the seatbelt sign on.
After a bit I ordered a cinnamon tea, which was nice. Now let's take a look at the lie flat bed. The seat cushions seemed to not be in the perfect positions, but the bed seemed like it would be comfy. There was plenty of length and foot space for me, and the width was decent too. Also, the whole seat had quite a decent amount of storage. Not really a compartment for anything big, but that can go into the overhead bin. So I think it's a great bed, but I also don't have heaps of experience with lie flat beds on planes. It's now time for a quick lavatory review. The lavatory I visited was a decent size but not huge for a wide body. There was some additional amenities but I didn't have time to investigate. It seemed pretty clean, as did the whole cabin really. The pillow was solid but not the comfiest I've seen. Now, as we're descending into Hong Kong, please allow me to conclude this experience with Ethiopian Airlines. The transfer process in Bangkok was pretty easy since I did online check-in and had no bags, and I had a digital boarding pass. The Thai and EVA lounges were fantastic. The amount of lounge options with Star Alliance in particular in Bangkok is impressive. The whole boarding thing was a slight annoyance, not too sure what happened there. Once on board, the cabin crew were friendly and my first impressions of the cabin were good. It's a nice looking, modern and spacious cabin, although nothing incredible, but better than a 222 layout, and fantastic for a 2.5 hour flight. I think the amenity kit for this short flight is incredible. The in-flight entertainment screen itself is fantastic, and its contents were also fantastic really. The meal service was tasty, though I think it could have been presented better, and I'm a bit confused by the menu now, but anyway, that didn't seem to bother me then. There was a good selection of drinks and the food was tasty, so overall it was still a fantastic service. I like that the welcome drink was given in a proper glass by the way. Oh, and also the hot towel was nice but expected. The lie flat bed is always a luxury to me, but I do think it's a good bed. The cabin crew were very friendly but didn't go above and beyond. Also, I noticed a lack of boarding music I think, which was interesting. So overall, not just because I was in business class, but I had a fantastic flight and overall experience for this 2.5 hour flight with Ethiopian Airlines. Other than the amenity kit, basically there wasn't anything that was wow to me, but it was still great, and it doesn't have to be wow really. As far as I'm aware, there's limited long-haul competition from other African airlines. On this Bangkok to Hong Kong route, Ethiopian Airlines is quite expensive in business class, especially compared to how cheap it is the other way. In business class, I'd say I'd pick Cathay Pacific over Ethiopian Airlines, unless it's a regional A330 or Boeing 777-300 non-ER, in which case I'm not too sure. If Thai was more consistent with the aircraft type, I'd probably pick them over Ethiopian as well, if it's the same price. Stay tuned to see why, because I'll have a review of Thai Airways business class coming out in the near future. We'll soon pull into the gate about 43 minutes behind schedule, but for now please enjoy the rest of the beautiful approach and landing on Hong Kong International Airport's runway 25 right.
Airlines, members of Airlines, copy immediately to the entire crew. I would like to say thank you and goodbye to all our passengers, Cloud 9, Shiva Miles, Patin, and Airlines crew members, and we look forward to seeing you on board Ethiopian flights again. Thank you.
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them. So thank you so much to them. Also feel free to let me know your thoughts on this flight and Ethiopian Airlines in the comments section below. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one, next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time. very much.